I'm concerned a little bit with the culture of celebrating the fundraise. You know, my dad taught me that when you borrow money, it's the worst day of your life. Starting my morning with a talk at Twitter, which is a lot of fun. Often talk about how that's my first love, even though I was on YouTube before that. It was Twitter that really kind of changed the course of my career in a lot of ways. Obviously, I've got my concerns of where Twitter is at this day and age, but optimistic with Jack back in the fold, and we'll see what he's up to. Excited to see Joel, major executive there. Good to see you, man.
How you doing? Good, how are you?
Good friend, big fan. I'm a big fan of Joel, and it should be a good morning, and I'm excited to see how it goes.
We have like this coffee bar.
This is gorgeous.
Coffee. Maybe we should do that. It's like, and we tap into the vein. It's wrong. Make the room.
The biggest thing that I think went wrong, in my opinion, is just no product changes forever.
Yeah, forever, yeah.
This is really fucking unbelievable. Yeah. This is unbelievable. I think it can help.
I know, I think you can.
I truly feel like this, no joke, what do we just do? And listen, this is important. This is, I did it on Snapchat. Oh no, I did it to the camera for my vlog today. Often talk about how that's my first love. I talked about coming here, and I said Twitter's my first love. Yeah. I mean, but I do think, and I'll say this later, I think there's a fire hose problem. I'm a believer that an algorithm, but there's video of me in 2011 saying Twitter needs to do this. People are in a false sense of reaching mass audience in Twitter right now because of this enormous fire hose of data. When you put out a tweet, not everybody's gonna see it. So it's up to you, and it's up to Twitter to figure out how to break through the noise. If I was a product person all the way through and through, that's the opportunity because America, the world needs a water cooler. Like, you can't use Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat during the NBA Finals. You just can't, not the way Twitter works. I thought yesterday was a super interesting day in the history of social media. Yesterday, Snapchat made a huge change. Instagram went from 15 seconds to a minute on their video for everybody, not just advertisers. And you guys created captions on top of your pictures. This is cool, this is important. 3 of the kind of 6 major platforms all had significant changes. I think we need to see a lot more of that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna open up the questions in 1 second.
Come sit here, D-Rock, you have to pick up your camera. Sorry, buddy. Eat it. Come on in, guys, get in. They blocked the pathway. What Mark has done better than anybody, and I met Mark in 2008, and I was a crazy wine guy, and Mark asked me to speak, and off of one speech, we became friends for a very long period of time during the early days of Facebook because we agreed on consumer behavior and the one North Star, attention. There's only one thing, attention. You can monetize your ads when you have the attention. When you have the #1 show on television and you have the attention, you make money. Like, that's just the way it is. And that's what we agreed on, even way back then. And that's why he bought Instagram in 500 days. And that's why he offered $3 billion 18 months ago for Snapchat. Like, everyone's confused where to come from. Like, he understood that and offered $3 billion for it 18 months ago because he understands attention's the asset. And I think that's the thing that's been waning. I've seen it. Listen, as a user every day for 9.5 years, every day. I know that 8 years ago, if I said follow my friend Joel, he's awesome, 2,000 people would do that when I had 7,000 followers, and now 37 will do that when I have 1.2 million followers. That's gonna be a problem for people. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Great talk at Twitter, amazing executives, great team there. I'm a big believer that the hyperbole of Twitter is dead is well overstated. However, I've been talking about it since 2011 and 12, so I believe that there's a vulnerability, there's a massive decline of attention. You guys know I care about attention, but much like a network, when they pick 2 or 3 great shows that bring back the network, like ABC did with Lost, or like CBS did with Big Bang Theory and 2.5 Men, or like NBC did with Seinfeld or Friends years ago. Like networks have shows to revive them, I think products have features that can revive them, and comms, communication to the world about how they different and evolve. So it'll be interesting to see if Twitter can pull off a revival.
Sat down, watching all your DailyVees. I have one question. How do you get other businessmen to notice you and your...
Getting other businessmen and women to notice you is easy when you actually build big businesses. So I don't worry about getting them to notice me, I just go and fucking execute.
Caroline's also working on custom pop-ups, so that might be able to help us, but then again, like if we have too many pop-ups competing with each other, right? So
real quick, stay in touch with me here is replicated here. Could be an interesting debate.
Gary, hi, Sean Lyons.
Sean, pleasure.
Hey,
Gary.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm overdressed.
Dude,
you know,
you look great.
We had.
You look absolutely great. You're not overdressed.
We had a big sophisticated
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
The vlog? Yeah, the vlog. I do
followed you a little bit
the.
on.
Thank you so much. We cut stuff all the time. If you don't want anything, if you want a little B-roll because it's fun to see on the show, then we'll do that.
So we're gonna be on your show. You actually.
I mean, I do a daily vlog multiple times a week where, I mean, this meeting clearly will not be, but like B-roll throughout the day or potentially not. So like, that's totally up to you guys.
Talk about the Giants a lot, right? New York Giants, big Giants fan.
No, not
How about
that.
the Yankees?
I'm wearing my
Yankees?
Jets sneakers today.
Oh.
Yes, I do like the Yankees, but the Yankees had won in my life, so that means I don't like them anymore.
Oh really?
I have a
You
pretty
shoot for the
weird.
underdog?
I don't shoot for any underdog, but once my teams win, I kind of check out.
You
So the
retire
Rangers, the Rangers and Yankees are gone.
What happens if the Jets start winning?
Well, they have to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Let's start with that. I don't know. That's literally one of the most popular conversations in my family.
And you become a Bills fan?
Definitely not.
You don't follow Rex? You don't keep the...
No, I hate them.
Yeah.
I only like the people on my team.
Yeah.
The second they switch,
You're done.
they're out.
That's it.
I would become the biggest Knicks fan in the world. They'd be the last one.
So the reason why I know you videotape is a good friend of mine met with you.
Yep.
Probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
Todd Sawyer.
Yes.
Ferraris and watches.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was a good episode.
So I look out my back window and I look at his house.
So you, what is that, Mendham or where you-
Randolph.
Randolph.
Yeah, close enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's very cool. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's
Nice
a good
guy.
friend. He was pretty jazzed after me.
Trucking along on my day. Just had a bunch of employee meetings, had a potential client meeting, a couple of phone calls, brand workshop. Just typical operation stuff. No fancy interviews, no TV, just operating like a CEO of a 650 person company. Super boring. Super fun to catch up with with my team. I probably don't do those meetings often enough, but just good to recap with them on like what we're doing with the brand, where we're putting out the content, what the strategies are as we now transition off of right hook mode for the book. We go into a 2-year cycle of straight jabs. So where can I produce the best and most valuable content? Which channels should I focus on to increase distribution, to create awareness? The other thing is I wanna be smart. Like, I don't think last night's video was smart. Let me explain why. And this is why I wanna use these meetings to get more IP exchange. We just had a 5 million organic video that had the same visual. I promise you, one of the things that hurt today's video was people thought it was the same one. Because if you're talking into a room where nobody is, you lose. So that will become a much bigger focus point. Hello, India.
Hi.
What are you doing here?
Coming with you.
Because you're excited about this?
I'm super excited. I'm coming too.
Well, I know you're excited. No, D-Rock. I'm in the comments. I'm in my zone. Why don't you film that?
I am. I'm just wondering where we were going. No?
We're going to Huffington Post. Right, Em?
Yes.
Hey,
Paltrow.
How are you?
Thanks for coming down.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Lauren. Hi. Oh, we do. Hi,
Hi.
Gary. Nice to meet you,
Nice to
Lauren.
meet you.
I'm gonna have you sort of switch cameras to the steady. And
Yep.
We're gonna walk out here and we can show you the route we want to go
Let's
on.
do it. Thank
My
you.
name, Gary. Seriously.
Thank you, my
I'm such a
friend.
huge fan.
Thank you, brother.
I'm excited
What's your
to
name?
See you. Vincent. I'm from France.
Thank you so much. That makes me so happy. No,
I'm
it's
so glad that
yeah.
I see you.
Thank
I didn't
you,
know
man.
you were coming.
Yeah. Well, thank you
Wow,
so much.
thank you.
You want to take a picture?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Vincent, thanks for saying hello.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you for
Just
those
keep going.
kind words.
Thank
I
you.
will. Take care, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
See, before it wasn't practical to actually quit your job and go start a flower shop or go start something about the Rolling Stones or something here, there, or other there. It's now, for the first time ever, practical to go and start a blog or a video blog or a podcast around ALF or the Smurfs or college football. This is real. You can make money. It's 2016. And so how do you...
One more time, Gary.
Go ahead.
Done.
Wait, one more. My foot's in it. Sorry.
Beautiful.
No, that's the most takes in my career. D-Rock, the most takes in my career. Thank you.
Well, yeah, no doubt. My pleasure. Yeah, of course.
Pleasure, man.
Yeah.
Gary, thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
I'm a real New Yorker. Those three, not so much. Scared to cross. All right, safety pants. Let's go, safety pants.
You want to have a team?
This is unbelievable content. Besides the health and wellness of the people I admire and adore and most importantly love, wasting time is the thing I'm most scared of.
Do you have any interest in doing you talked about at one of the keynotes, dirty little secret of the entrepreneur world, like the mental health, like the depression and that sort of thing. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, I think I do. I do. And here's where I want to frame it. And again, ask questions or frame it or take this for what it's worth. The overpromise of what success looks like is what's causing people to lose. No different than the way teenage girls were pounded with what pretty is, and then when it's not achievable, it leads to bad behavior like being bulimic and or like really being down on yourself. There's exactly the same thing happening right now in entrepreneurship, which is if you don't build a $10 million business, then you're a loser. Or the other thing that I've railed on, and you can pull up the old Bloomberg clip. I'm concerned a little bit with the culture of celebrating the fundraise. My dad taught me that when you borrow money, it's the worst day of your life. So I'm very interested in the entrepreneurs. I like, we didn't clap for Red Rover because they didn't raise $6 trillion, but I was sitting here like, good stuff. I just filtered myself. So, what I'm looking for is people that are not caught up in the excitement. Even though I'm a hype man myself, I like the practicality of it all. People that understand how to turn a profit. I mean, at the end of the day, this is still business, right? And so I'm looking for real practical knowledge of how to actually make money, not necessarily raise it. Success is raising the value of your company instead of actually building a company, which is why nobody's building companies. They're building financial arbitrage machines, which I talk a lot about. So if the bottom 1%, if the bottom of the top of the 1% is $400,000 a year, because that's the clarification that I've gotten, right? Well, then that's unbelievable. Like if you take home $400,000 a year as an entrepreneur, and so, here we go. How close are you to top 1%? So, and you can link to this, it's CNN/calculator/PF/income-rank, but here we go. If you make 100,000, you're in the top 24%. You're in the top 10. $155,000 a year means you're in the top 10% earners. You've hit the level of top 10%. Like, I think that needs to, there's a lot of people that can use YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and WordPress and I think there's a lot of people right now that can build a design firm. I keep pounding my designers here, of of Snapchat filters. They'll go away, but like you can build a $155,000 a year, one person shop on Snapchat filters right now, and then you're in the top 10% earners And I don't think somebody who makes $155,000 as their income, like, you know, post expenses, which a la is if you're in the service business sitting in your house, I don't think they feel like they're in the top 10% in America. And that's why we're leading to depression and even in extreme cases, suicide, which makes me upset, which is why I'm willing to become unpopular and have this conversation, because I think it's my responsibility as a fan of entrepreneurship to reframe the conversation of what success looks like. And like, making $1 million a year as an entrepreneur is, in real data form, like, just not real. The reason, and the good part is it's true, which is why I'm comfortable with it. I believe it's my responsibility and every other purebred entrepreneur to give back to entrepreneurship, and I think reframing the conversation of success within it, because I do think entrepreneurship success is in everybody's cards. When I say that not everybody's an entrepreneur and people have entrepreneurial tendencies, what I mean is not everybody is supposed to build $1 billion company. There's a lot of people that can have entrepreneurial tendencies that bring them top 1% happiness financially. Super great day, got a lot accomplished. It was fun to be at HuffPo. It was fun to be at Vayner. It was fun to be at Twitter. It was fun to be with AJ. It was fun. I love the game. Day in and day out. I love the game. See you at 5:30 in the morning. Yep.